Dealing with the diagnosis, Mom's perspective.
For me as a parent and mother, it's the loss of control. Not knowing, being able to see what he sees or not see what he sees. I think it's frightening. When I was a child, I was afraid of the dark. And I still kind of am. And I think that's more because I have a son that's losing his vision.
Initially, immediately, I cried. Was, how, why? But I truly didn't labor on that because the how and the why doesn't matter. It's just where do we go from here? And I did try to think of it very practically and not emotionally. I tried to, I don't know if this is the type A personality coming out, but I wanted to get every piece of information I could about Leibers. I wanted to find, what are they doing? What are they working on? Who can I talk to? Who's the best doctor? Very factual. I don't know if that's the medical background coming out. I do think it probably was a coping mechanism.
I get angry about, why did this have to happen to my son? And I don't feel equipped to fully help him and be sad. It's hard to not be sad. And I shouldn't be sad because he's not sad.
Sometimes I think they think a vision is the abnormal and the lack of vision is normal. They often, Derek will say, "Mommy, how did you know that Mommy wanted to talk to you?" And also because she looked at me, I could see her. Like he misses a lot of the dynamics that go on incidentally that he doesn't know that they're even happening right around him. So I think that he thinks that he is the norm, and then when people can do extra things, it's amazing to him. Where he thinks that he is the norm. And in his world, in Meredith's world, I think he just said they expect everybody to be like them. And I don't think that they're missing anything. And I don't think that they think they're missing anything.
I think he's coping with it very well. I think friends and parents of friends have told us different times what an inspiration he is. And just recently, one friend of mine told me that their son said his mom had gone to a workshop about kids with disabilities and how years ago, if you had a disability, you were put in a separate school or a separate classroom. You weren't mainstreamed. And this boy said, "I can't imagine our class without Louis. He's taught us so many things." And I think that's what is inspiring and hopeful, and that's what I try when I start to worry about the future. I think about that and that he's going to do more than well when he grows up.
Derek will say, and I think this is a 6-year-old thing, not a blind thing, but Derek will say, "What do you mean I'm not going to live here my whole life with you, Mommy?" I said, "Well, you're going to get married, and you're going to have children, and you're going to move out." Then the analytical mind kicks in. Who am I going to marry? Well, sweetheart, that's up to you to decide. Where are we going to live? That's something that only time will tell. So the extremely practical thoughts of that. But I, as a parent, have thought about that, and you toy with, hopefully he'll find a sighted person because that would make his life a little easier as far as commuting, the practicalities of it. But I just want him to be happy, ultimately.
Louis is amazing. I think he rolls with it. He does a whole lot better with it than his mom and dad do. He just sees it as he sees differently. He doesn't see it that it's a loss.
Derek and Meredith are who they are because of their lack of vision, but it would enhance who they could be with their vision. How do you let a child feel the horizon? You can't. They have to see it. How do you let a child experience a rainbow? They can't. They have to see it. And the only way for the children to be able to do these somewhat unsurmountable tasks is to be able to see. And the only way that we can have them see is with research. And the only way that we can have the research is if we can pay the scientists to find the cure.
I always anticipate that they're going to tell us that Louis' vision has taken a dive, but then I also hear at the end, here's where the research is opening up. Here's the good part. So that's my hope, and that's what I focus on. And I believe that within Louie's lifetime, there will be some kind of cure, whether it restores his vision or stops its progression. Either one I'd be happy with.
You're a parent. You want everything for your child. How are you going to give your child a rainbow? How are you going to give your child the sea horizon? How are they going to see a sunrise on the beach? How are they going to see their bride's face? How are they going to pick their groom? Everybody wants what's wonderful for the children, and without sight, you can't give your children certain things. I can give them love. I can give them hope. I can give them inspiration. I can give them toys. But I can't. There are certain things you just can't give them without sight.
I just try and focus on the hope side of things, and I listen to Louis a lot when he says, "I believe that within my lifetime, Mom, there's going to be a breakthrough." So I got to trust Louis.